Hi, welcome to the Triforce Podcast, where we talk about video games, we talk about movies, anime now, apparently.
Yeah, we're fucking multimedia at this point.
That alone is going to get us copyright.
Watch the show.
No.
It's the Triforce.
Salve! Che cosa? Buongiorno, all my stand users and pasta abusers out there. Welcome to the motherfucking Triforce Podcast.
Are we going to get in trouble for this?
I don't know. I'm Italian, so I feel like I can
Italian.
just get... I feel like we can just get past this. Like, we're good. When it comes to culturally appropriating the Italians, nobody does it better than Hirohiko Araki. So he is actually... I'm here and pleased to pronounce... Araki Sensei, if you are happening to watch, with whatever authority that I can wield, you are an unofficial Italian. I'm sure he's probably got an Italian residency. Araki loves Italy. I didn't know that until I knew this season was set in Italy, but I didn't know that he was such a Italiophile. So to speak.
Yeah. I mean, I was watching this. It's just like the research that was done into Italy for this specific part is actually wonderful.
Yeah, it was really great.
It was really wonderful to watch. And may I say that part 5 is the most JoJo that this series has ever been.
100%. I feel we said it. Like, part 3 was supposed to establish some more story. Part 4 was able to kind of wrap all of that up. Now, Araki is like, all right, now it's time to go forward, motherfuckers. Let's do this forward, right? Let's continue through time itself. And we're actually starting in the year 2001, 2 years after Yoshikage Kira's defeat.
Absolutely.
Actually, in 1999. And we're starting in Naples, Italy. Now, my family happens to be from Naples. So that is very cool.
Very nice.
Yeah, Naples and Salerno, which is up north a little bit. So this was really cool for me, and it was very odd seeing these Italian structures and hearing people speak Japanese. But, I will agree with you. Part 5 has its own very, very distinct tone.
Yeah. It's so different, but so the same. It's so hard to quantify that statement unless you watch it, because you know what? Koichi's there for some reason. Jotaro is there for a little bit, but at the same time, the whole series focuses on Giorno, and Giorno is the hallmark of the future of JoJo, while also being the physical embodiment of Araki's refusal to let go of the Dio plotline.
Yeah. That's the thing. I think I let it slip in an earlier podcast that all of the protagonists were then going to be children of people in earlier parts, and you're absolutely right. Giorno is the biological son of Dio when he had Jonathan Joestar's body.
Which is so weird.
Yeah.
So technically, is he Dio's son or Jonathan's son?
A lot of people draw Giorno with Jonathan and Dio as, like, his two dads.
Yeah, I could see that.
So, like, I think that's kind of what's going on here. There's, like, a certain ruthlessness to Giorno and a certain bit of, I would say, in the beginning episodes, complete criminality.
Yeah.
that really goes through this whole series. But there's also a gentleness to him and an honor to him, and something that he is doing for a very Joestar reason.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like even in the first few sequences of Part 5, like the very first episode, I had a very hard time putting a bead on whether I liked Giorno or not. Because, he's this kind of cool and light and airy type person. He's a very airy, innocent kind of person. But he's absolutely an expert criminal. True. And I just don't get it. And we
need to undercut that, I think, with the most surprising fact about Giorno is he is, to date, the youngest JoJo protagonist.
Yes, he is.
15 years old.
Absolutely bonkers that a 15-year-old towers over Koichi.
totally nuts. No ifs, ands, or buts. Bonkers, bro. It's absolutely true. And, you know, so I love Giorno's aesthetic. You've clearly touched on the best part of his outfit in your Twitch, your Discord name for this week.
Yeah.
But I like his weird donut hair. I like that he's Italian. Let's fucking do it. This is part 5 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
As much as I adore Breakdown, Fighting Gold has to be the best JoJo intro without question. Without question.
It's definitely up there. I'll give you that. It's certainly
really
up there. Da-na-na, da-na-na, da-na. Yeah, no, I mean, there's just so many others for me that, like, it's like Sophie's Choice. Like, it's tough to pick a favorite. You know, I still say that Crazy Noisy Bizarre Town is the best of all of them, but that's just me.
Crazy Noisy Bizarre Town is my solid second.
It ekes out Fighting Gold by like this much, like, you know. So but like both of Part 5's intros, well, both of Part 4's intros were good. Both Crazy Noisy Bizarre Town and oh my god, the other one, not Chase. I'm not talking about Chase. Fuck Chase, but Great Days. Great Days were both good. But Part 5 only gets 2 intros, and the second one is trash.
Yeah, yeah, it is. I was very upset about that.
It's tough. You know, Part 4 gets that extra intro, but they fuck it up. But Part 5 only has 2 intros to prove itself, and it fumbled the bag on one of them.
Yeah, but it went so hard for the first one that I almost forgive it. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. Fighting Gold's ridiculous. There's literally like strings and electric guitar. It's very fitting for the part, I think.
Yes, very much.
Shall we Part 5, my amico?
Let's fucking do this.
All right. This is crazy. Part 5.
Noisy. Bizarre.
I mean, really, up until we did the final episode of Part 3, like way back when, was when Part 6 aired. So for a while, this was the animated JoJo, because a lot of people didn't think Stone Ocean was even gonna like happen. Obviously, it has changed studios for better or for worse. I say for worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Part 5, I've seen people say they love it. I've seen people say they hate it. Figure it out for yourself.
I was on the fence. I was one of those people where I'm like, this isn't as good as the other ones. This isn't as good as Part 3. This didn't rope me in as hard as Part 3 did. You know what I mean?
You didn't want to like it, I think, in the beginning.
No, it's not like, even that.
This is so crazy. Like, you know, it definitely takes you places.
It's not even that. It's just that I wanted it to start like the other JoJo's. Part 2 was a fantastic start. It was a hilarious start when it was like juxtaposed with Part 1. You know, Part 3 was a hilarious start. Starting with literally punching space ghosts. You know, like so funny.
Ridiculous.
Part 4 was a crazy shift in tone. It was, like, as I said in the last episode, it was the Wind Waker of the JoJo's. You know, it was so weird right up front. And I was like, I loved that. And then it did the hand thing. I'm like, okay, I need to know what the fuck that's about. Part 5 just showed me this criminal kid just fucking around and being a general nuisance to his town.
Yeah, I love Giorno for that. You know, I can appreciate a very kind of middle of the road, you know, kind of gray area protagonist. I'm a big fan of those. So let's talk about Giorno and Part 5, which originally aired OAD of July 5th, 2018, which was a festival debut in Japan. And then it aired on TV in October 6th of 2018, the same year. However, same month next year was the English air date, October 27th, 2019. So, got dubbed over about the course of a year. Part 5, Golden Wind, as the part is called, as well as the first episode in Japanese. which is the 114th episode of Jojo overall.
Lord!
Yeah, I was surprised to learn that as well. I tell people, "Oh, watch JoJo, watch JoJo, watch JoJo," without remembering that it's like an over 100-hour commitment.
It's an investment, man.
Yeah. So, in the English dub, Gold Experience, which is just all sorts of wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, Golden Wind is the name of... Golden Experience is the name of the stand, but the first episode is called Golden Wind, or Il Vento d'Oro in Italian.
Yes.
Also the name of Giorno's theme, which I found very, very fitting and controlling to the plot.
Yeah, it's the one.
I'm honest. I think even non-JoJo people know that.
Oh yeah, it was a huge meme for a long time. Yeah. That's like the only. If you're like I don't want to say that like this, but if you're like if you're a normie, it's the only thing you know about JoJo. Like it's fine. It's fine. Like
yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and it's a really funny theme to put a meme to. Like, because I love the way they utilized it, where it's just like someone standing behind you menacingly.
Literally, though, but it's on brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's do it. In 2001, 2 years after the defeat of the killer named Kira Yoshikage, Koichi Hirose arrives in Naples, Italy at the request of Jotaro Kujo to obtain a skin sample from a young man named Haruno Shiobana. Now, I want to reference something that we talked about. The 4-episode OVA that was released recently, known as Thus Spoke Kishibe Rohan. There's an important sequence in that explains why Koichi can speak Italian. Because they're like, oh, your Italian's pretty good. Like, once he comes over. And that's because Rohan literally wrote into him with Heaven's Door that he could speak Italian.
I think he says that in the show too. Like he says that in the first episode. He's like, "Wow, thank God I got Rohan to do this for me." Like,
yeah, that's good, man.
Yeah, that's hilarious. What an unbelievable stand.
Yeah, I where's it at? Let me get that.
Oh my God, why is that not how Rohan's making his money?
Want to learn a language?
You want to do it instantly? You want to be fluent in a language instantly by the time you leave here? Just give me $10,000 and I'll do it for you.
Kyoichi, at the airport, ends up being scammed by Haruno, who now goes by, I think, Colton. Coming at a solid second from a certain Punch-Out character, maybe the most Italian name of all time. Now goes by the name of Giorno Giovanna.
Yeah, it's definitely a little less Italian than pizza pasta, but like it's fine.
Pizza pasta. But here's the thing. Giorno, again, just means day in Italian. So it is not his birth name. It's Haruno Shiobana, which is a very Japanese name. But that would be like me naming my child Afternoon Pencil.
Oh my
so
God.
Weird.
Yeah, that is weird. It's very, very strange. But like, I guess he just is a huge fan of the daytime.
There's a lot of like daytime, light, golden, like with him. Like it's it's very interesting.
There's a lot of like and notice in the show that most of the bad shit happens at night. We can see that in the first real challenge stand, that it really is a deadly threat at night, and the day is, where Giorno is best.
Can't wait for that. And like it also talks about, the Hamon energy of, his bloodline,
I know.
The sun.
I know. It's almost like we should have kept that.
While escaping Koichi, Giorno uses his stand Golden Experience, which allows him to transfer inanimate objects into living organisms, to transform Koichi's luggage into a frog. Golden Experience. Really creative, really cool power. Yeah. I was in love with it immediately.
It's easily the most useful of all of the stand powers we've seen. It's ridiculously versatile, and the animals that he turns these things into obey him.
And plants. And
That's unbelievable. Like,
right?
What?
I mean, and he also, that's the interesting thing to me about Jono and Golden Experience, because the last two have been like, okay, I can punch and stop time. Okay, I can punch and, break things apart and bring them back together. It's just like, Golden Experience is much smaller looking than, Shining Diamond, Crazy Diamond, or Star Platinum, but he also do the punch.
He do the punch. He do the punch. Not as good as Crazy Diamond and Star Platinum, but at the same time,
I don't know, man.
He okay at it. He's not. He hold his own, but he's no Star Platinum. He's no Star Platinum.
Let's run through that again. I can stop time for a moment or two. I can break things back together and bring them back to where they once were. I can punch, and I have control over life itself. That's a big jump.
That is a big jump. But if we're talking about pure punch, Star Platinum does two things, and it has to be the best at those two things.
First one, Aura. Second one, Aura.
Yes, exactly.
They're a distant seventh stop time.
Out of three contestants, it's first place, and seventh.
Giorno then has an altercation with a gangster named Leaky Eye Luca for operating on his turf. Luca attempts to bash Giorno's head in with a shovel, but instead strikes the frog climbing on his jacket, which results in Luca taking the damage instead and being knocked out. A consequence of Golden Experience. It transfers the harm done to the object to the user.
That's so fucking busted.
Right. So, if you tried to attack the fucking jackrabbit that he just turned your left shoe into for some reason, it's gonna hurt you.
As I'm thinking about this right now, Giorno could have gotten unbelievably creative with this. He could have just made vines that covered him at all times.
Right. But I think the way he uses it and the way he just thinks is very cool. We're up to this. We're up to the part 5 with Abby. So we just got about to the mid-season mark.
This is good.
I like it. I like the power.
Yeah. I love how he's the whole time. Well, and also we got to talk about why Luca attacks him. It's a huge plot point going out from here.
That is true.
Giorno is basically fighting the fucking mafia, and he's trying to take them down, and he's like, the way that I want to do this is from the inside. That's the only way to bring this down. So Luca is patrolling the airport where Koichi was getting out, and he's basically charging people protection fees. And I think, doesn't Giorno charge a protection fee to somebody, and then Luca's like, hey, what the fuck?
Here's the thing. He's offering people rides from the airport, but he's not allowed to do it.
Yes.
So Leaky Eye Luca, whose eye is leaky because he got stabbed in it, which I thought was an interesting plot point. Also, he carries around a shovel with the SPQR from the Roman Empire on it for some reason.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
Yeah, we get it, Araki. You know things about Italy. Thank you very much. Luca, it doesn't really get into that just yet until he starts talking to Bruno. We are going to talk about Bruno.
Yes, we are.
But you're definitely right. Luca is part of a gang, is part of the mafia, so that's important to remember. Correct. Later on, Koichi catches up to Giorno and tries to restrain him with his stand echoes, Act 3. Only for Giorno to escape by using Golden Experience to create a tree that rises him to safety. This is the antics that you can expect, moving forward.
He's just such a shithead about it all the time. And I love it. I really love it. But he does it in if Jonathan Joestar was a shithead. You know what I mean? That's how it is. It's weird. It's so weird. I didn't know how to think about him at first.
It's got to come from now the other half, because Koichi reports his findings to Jotaro and learns that Giorno is Dio Brando's son.
Yeah.
Miraculously born to a human woman that I guess Dio just forgot about.
What about that?
Yeah. Because even Jotaro says, he's like, look, he viewed women as tools or food. Like, I don't know why this random bitch just, like, escaped or wasn't killed.
Yeah, it's
But
insane.
it happened, you know?
Like, I want to know, I want like an OVA, like maybe a 1-episode OVA on Giorno's mom.
That would be interesting, right?
You know, just like a one, just tell us what happened, give us the quick bing, bang, boom, give us that. Or a fucking manga, like a small manga. A pamphlet, even. Like,
A pamphlet. Araki, just tweet what happened. Like, please.
yes.
Giorno boards a cable car home and encounters local boss, local capo. Nope, not yet. Local, just mafia person. Mafioso.
Pretend you didn't hear that.
Yeah. Mafioso Bruno Bucciarati, who suspects Giorno of harming Leaky Eye Luca, who was later killed by his boss. Bucciarati brings out the power of his zipper-generating stand, Sticky Fingers, to extract the truth from Jojo.
You want to talk about boob windows, man.
That man has a fucking bay window on those titties.
Absolutely. Like, I think Araki just went balls to the wall with the designs this time. He's just like, you know what? They made me draw women in part 4. Fuck you guys. That
All
was
men, no shirts.
That's it. Like,
in Italy,
wow.
shirts were banned in 2001, actually.
like, it's just so, and it's amazing to look at them juxtaposed with like the background characters.
Oh my god. The spot the protagonist in this is unbelievable.
So good.
It's like
all of them.
If you tried to analog it to the real world, it would be like walking into Starbucks and seeing a man wearing a suitcase. You know, like it would be that ridiculous. Like,
it's like, imagine in New York City where like people are pretty liberal with what they wear.
I
But
can attest to that. Yeah,
it's like, it's so unbelievable that like the 4 absolute most insanely dressed people all met up and formed a gang.
Yep.
Like, I love that. That's so amazing. Go do yourself a favor and look up just the main cast of part 5 and tell me that these are not the strangest dressed motherfuckers you'll ever see in your life.
Bucci gang, Bucci gang, Bucci gang, Bucci
Bucci
gang.
gang, Bucci gang, Bucci.
Number 2.
God.
Episode number 2. Speaking of the Bucci gang, Bucciarati appears in the Japanese dub, and in the English dub, getting a lot more threatening, Bucciarati is coming.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
In a flashback, it is revealed that Giorno, who was once abused by his stepfather, mother, and bullied by other kids, began being treated respect after saving an injured gangster, giving him a reason to live. Yeah. So Giorno's mom is just like, whatever, I have a kid, but that doesn't mean I can't party. Left him alone in his crib to just self-soothe like a bitch. His stepdad was physically abusive.
Yeah, it's fucked, man.
Yeah, this poor kid. And, like, I forgot, rewatching this, I was like, oh my god, I totally forgot about all of this because of all the craziness that happens with Giorno, but, like, it does start our protagonist off with, like, a very, like, similar sense of tragedy that we saw in, like, part 1.
Yeah.
And
yeah, this does feel part 1-y at this point. Like, it feels like Dio's upbringing.
We've done it. We've brought it back. We've cracked the code. Part 5 is part 1. Let's just
Part 5 is part 1, but they had more time.
That's right. Part 5 is part 1. Tweet it out.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. So this gangster's bleeding out in an alley, and these other guys are looking for him, and he sees him in the alleyway, and they're like, "Hey, kid, where'd he go? Because we trust this to an infant." And he goes,
"Did you see a man
totally
bleeding from his chest run by?" I'm like, why would you ask that to a 5-year-old?
I mean, it's 2001. Like, you know, I can't even imagine what's going on.
Dude, in 1870, that would be inappropriate.
I don't know. Back in the present, faced with Bucciarati's stand Sticky Fingers, Giorno desperately uses golden experience to defend himself and learn that this so-called stand can cause a living person's senses to go berserk. So that's the other half of Golden Experience.
That's so unbelievably overpowered. Golden Experience is not even fair. It's just not fair.
Yeah, it's pretty wildly written for it, and that just talks about it really informs every protagonist stand going after it, I think.
Yeah, and also not only that, but I think it's appropriate for Giorno to have, because the way we see him for a lot of this show, it's not a spoiler. It's kind of just an opinion at this point. He's almost a side character for most of the show.
Yeah, it's definitely not as forward as previous protagonists have been.
Yeah, not at all. And he kind of hangs off to the side most of the battles. And I think that's a very interesting dynamic for him, having this absolutely crazy broken stand, but just doesn't use it.
Or doesn't know how to use it, really. Yeah.
Doesn't know how to use it. He knows how to use it creatively, but doesn't realize its full potential until later in the show. And I also think it's crazy for Giorno to have this stand because he's Jonathan and Dio combined. What a fucking powerhouse, man.
Correct. I think that is kind of the meeting of their two powers. It can cause a living person's senses to go berserk because of its power over life.
Yeah.
Wild. So he could hypothetically, I've seen him use it, to slow down the senses of his enemies, which is exactly what happens.
It'd be really interesting to put it as an analog to the vampire mask, because when you put it on a living person, they go berserk.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a 75 on that. See me after class.
Good lord.
Outmatched, Bucciarati creates a dimension-distorting zipper in an attempt to hide himself inside another person. But Giorno tracks him down by turning a tooth that he had earlier punched from Bucciarati's mouth into a fly that attempts to return to his body.
Can you read that sentence one more time? Just give me that one more time.
Outmatched, Bucciarati creates a dimension-distorting zipper in an attempt to hide himself inside another person. But Giorno tracks him down by turning a tooth that he had earlier punched out of Bucciarati's mouth, a bicuspid, into a fly that attempts to then return to his body.
I feel like I'm listening to the insane ramblings of a man on the L train at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. That's me, actually. I write the script every night. Given the chance to finish Bucciarati off, Giorno decides against it and instead asks to join his organization. He reveals his goal is to take down the organization's boss and rule over it himself so that he may better the lives of the citizens of Naples by halting the drug trade. So that is that's Giorno's big motivation. Not that he will literally ever let us forget. Never once does he not say
fucking Martin Luther King ass over here,
straight up.
My God.
He does in fact have a dream.
He does. Oh, he does.
But he's not yet going to. But he's not yet part of the mafia. So Bucciarati's that's insane. I'm in.
He really does say. He really does do that. Huh? He's you're really going through with this, huh? He's just yeah, I am absolutely. And then Bucciarati, famed mafioso, is
I was about to say, yeah.
Fuck it, I'm in. Why not? I'm just he's a 15-year-old boy.
Yeah, you're literally reading my mind right now.
God.
You're literally
Bucciarati.
reading my thoughts. I wouldn't trust a random 15-year-old on the street to give me directions rather than hey, I'm a well-respected mafioso. I am totally down with your ability to overtake organized crime here in this city, 15-year-old boy.
And not only that, but I will help you kill my boss. What?
This is what I wish people would say to me out loud in the street. Nobody ever takes up on my offer.
Oh, God.
Episode 3, meet the mafioso behind the wall in the Japanese dub, and in the English dub, meet the gangster behind the wall.
Oh, and he is absolutely behind the wall. He's behind all 4 of the walls, and he is touching every single one of them at once at all times.
In the big house, for real.
Oh my god.
Bucciarati agrees to introduce Giorno to the Passione organization, which is the mafia. Passione just means passion in Italian, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
But has to be evaluated by Polpo. Polpo is as described here, morbidly obese capo. A capo is, just a position within the mafia. It is like, it's definitely has someone who heads a crew and has social
It's literally
status.
cap. It's a cap.
Like
it's the
captain.
top.
Yeah. Giorno visits him in prison and realizes that he is a stand user. Polpo is just like, you never see those things that people take to the beach where they have to catch all the air inside of it and then they lay on it like it's a hammock.
Yeah.
Like, just draw a face on it and just catch about 30 megatons of air inside it.
It's so disgusting. He is disgusting.
It's disgusting.
If a prickly pear was a human being, also the size of a Chevy Tahoe, it's disgusting. I just hate him. I hate looking at him. I hate listening to him. Just hate him.
Look, we're not here to body shame, but we are absolutely.
I'm body shaming the fuck out of Polpo.
We're gonna body shame Polpo. Yeah, definitely. 100%.
Can't even imagine what would get you to that point. You have to know.
It's got to be
you
the
have
scene
to know.
Where it's got to be the scene where he slurps down a full pizza like it's pasta for me. That shit was hilarious.
Awful.
Polpo tasks Giorno with keeping the flame on a cigarette lighter burning for 24 hours as a test of his trust and ability to join the organization. Giorno arrives back at his dorm with the lighter, but he is forced to evade Koichi, who has come looking for his stolen passport. So cool. Interesting episode. So fun. What a great sequence when he's walking past everyone with the lighter in his hand. There's an old man carrying too much stuff. And he's like, "Could you help me, young sir?" And he's like, "Nope." There's a bunch of dudes there's a bunch of dudes in a human pyramid. And it's like, "Hey, Giorno, we finally got the last guy on the top of the pyramid. Can you take the picture?" And he's like, "Nope, absolutely not. Thank you for asking."
It's the bit from SpongeBob where he's trying not to break his ass. I was half expecting them to go, "Hey, Giorno, we finally finished the 7-mile spanking machine."
Oh, shit. And then I love what he does. He brings it back to his dorm. He puts a bunch of shit around it, and he eats the center out of a piece of bread and just shoves the lighter inside of it.
Absolutely nutty.
Oh, man. So, yeah. Koichi comes in, trying to look for his passport. So, Giorno actually ends up, hanging out of the window. Unseen somehow.
Solid fucking snake.
And turns a lamp into a snake to take the lighter.
Oh, speaking of.
What?
You said solid snake. He turns his lamp into a snake.
Dun, dun, dun. Giorno!
Oh my god.
The lighter is then accidentally doused by a janitor with a bucket of water who easily reignites the lighter. However, this causes Polpo's stand Black Sabbath, or as it's known in the English dub, Shadow Sabbath, to appear. It grabs the janitor's soul and pierces it with an arrow to test if it is worthy. The janitor is killed, and Black Sabbath turns its attention to Giorno.
Yeah, that arrow, man.
Yeah, and it's very well known, and this is the one thing I think that we have Koichi around for, because you can see how he's going to enter his way into episode 4.
Yes.
Which is joining the... I'm going to do my best Vin Diesel impression here without having seen any of those awful films.
Hey, whoa.
Hey, man, I got to have my Pacific Rim.
Hey, Pacific Rim is a masterpiece.
Joining the Familia in the Japanese dub.
I'll give you a 35.
Or in the Ocean dub. Ocean dub, not the Ocean dub. Jesus Christ. In the alternate dub. In the alternate dub.
Man.
Joining the gang, you know? Just joining the gang for some jacks down at the soda fountain, you know?
I am fiending for an Ocean dub of Jojo. I want to hear those ridiculous voices for Jojo.
Unbelievable. Just like all very bad Italian accents.
Hell yeah.
Like the
Giorno
Italia
just sounds
English
like
dub of
Mario.
Jojo.
Giorno sounds like Mario, and Polpo sounds like Mario from the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Exactly right.
Hey, Luigi.
Diavolo is just Bob Fosse, just from the movie. So, after evading Black Sabbath's attacks, Giorno deduces that the stand attacks those who witness the lighter being relit while also staying in the shadows to avoid sunlight, thus its name Black Sabbath. Koichi is also targeted as he had also witnessed the lighter being relit. However, he deduces that Black Sabbath is a remote type stand while recognizing its arrow as the same type that created his stand. This is very important for two reasons. One, we only learned what a remote stand was last season.
Yeah.
So Araki is now trying to take the time to re-explain himself because there are so many fucking remote stands in Part 5.
This is his pot of greed moment. Like,
Yeah.
this is his, like, re-explaining what the fuck it does every single time.
Right, and it also links Koichi with the arrow that, you know,
Yes, it
Yoshikage,
does.
Kira, and, you know, Yoshihiro were using to create the stand users last season.
It's crazy because there's, like, now we figure out, because I believe Jotaro still has that arrow.
Yeah.
Right?
The thing is that it eventually, all of the arrows it gets revealed in Part 4 that all of the rest of the arrows get sold to Enya the Hag from Part 3, and that's probably why Dio has the world. He probably pierced himself with an arrow.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he did pierce himself with an arrow because that's how everybody gets their stands, because he was using Jonathan Joestar's body.
Yeah.
Welcome to my TED Talk. Here we go.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's definitely reattaching these plots to the current plot.
It's cool. It's very, very cool. And now we get another Stand Arrow saga.
Love that. Black Sabbath traps Giorno by reaching out from within the shadow of a tree. However, Koichi tries to restrain it by pinning it down with Act 3, 3 freeze! The 3 freeze. We love it. Pushing Giorno far enough down to contact the tree's roots, which is a crazy scene because Black Sabbath is holding on to Giorno's legs and he won't let go, and like Giorno's like legs are under a ton of pressure, like they're about to snap, and Koichi's like, yo, my boy, we need to find something else to do, and he's like, don't you literally dare stop what you're doing. And he's like, wow, this 15-year-old Italian kid is scaring the shit out of me.
Yeah. I mean, he's willing to take most of his battles. I'm just going to say it right now. Most of his battles are just like, let me get the shit kicked out of me for a little bit.
Correct. The boat episode?
Oh my God.
Crazy. So Giorno uses Golden Experience to wither the tree from its roots, taking it through its entire life cycle and causing it to fall, exposing Black Sabbath to the sunlight and causing it to vanish, which is one of the coolest scenes in JoJo because it's our first punch rush of the season.
And what does he say during it?
Muda, 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 muda,
Yeah, buddy!
Those genes are deep in there.
Yes, they are. They are so deep in there.
And like that's the call out to Dio. I think that's the thing that like puts it out there. I don't know. It's like a very interesting connection for some reason. It's like worth more lore than I think that Araki intended it. It was like, wouldn't it be hysterical if he also said Muda?
Yeah, absolutely. And I really would love it if like he just did it around Jotaro one time and he's just like, Jotaro's just like, excuse me?
He's on vacation in Italy, completely forgetting about it, and just hears it from an alleyway. Oh my god.
That would be unbelievable.
The next day, Giorno visits Polpo and is admitted into Passione. However, angry that Polpo had killed the innocent janitor, Giorno turns one of Polpo's bananas into a gun, causing the capo to accidentally kill himself when he tries to eat it. Which is absolutely ice cold, the coolest shit ever. Sorry.
Yeah, I loved this. No, he turned a gun into a banana.
Well, yeah, it turns one of Polpo's guns into a banana. But
I thought you said it opposite.
But why would no one would expect him to put a gun in his mouth? So that's why I put bananas up first. You know?
Oh yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah.
But
so
it's so crazy.
I thought it would be important context. I don't know.
Like that's fucking bananas. I'm sorry.
Stop.
Sorry.
Oh, no, you're not. And that's okay.
It was low-hanging fruit. Anyway, it was a cool moment. It was a really cool moment. I could hear your face.
This is not a cool moment.
I can hear the face you're making. But I loved this moment. You're right. It was stone cold. And just the ruthlessness of Dio coming out through Giorno in this scene. The ruthlessness of Dio with the altruism of Jonathan. That is this scene.
We love that, man. We love that here.
Ruthlessly altruistic as a scary character.
A noble savage. Love that.
Yes.
Love that.
Yes.
Love that. That's a good trope. I should tweet that. Z's favorite tropes. You know what's one of my favorite recently? I just started playing Horizon Zero Dawn. The new one, Horizon Forbidden West. I am a big fan of Can't See Me grass. Do you know what I'm talking about? There we go.
Yes, I do. Legends Arceus has Can't See Me grass everywhere. So good.
Koichi respects Giorno's wishes not to inform Jotaro of what happened, keeping Giorno's plans a secret. So Koichi's just like, yeah, no, like, this guy is, like, pretty cool. Like, he's okay. Like, I don't think we have anything really to worry about. And Jotaro's just like, you just told me that there's a stand arrow, but sure, you can come back to Japan if you want. You know, like, it seems like they did this in order to do this, and now the Koichi can just exit the plot. Like,
it really does just fuck off for
literally,
the rest
like, that's
of the
it.
show.
Like, he doesn't even come back at the end. Like, there's nothing. Like, this. So
him and Jotaro just fuck off for the rest of the show.
Abby has admitted that their favorite character is Koichi, just overall one of if not, a tied for first scenario. So when I told them that Koichi just never appears again, they're like, "What the hell are you talking about? He was just here."
It's so crazy that he was just like, yeah, no, he's got nothing to worry about. And you're right, with the stand arrow shit, like, he's got nothing to worry about. He's just Dio's son, and there's a stand arrow loose in Italy. We're all good, though. We're fine. Like, what?
So weird. And now we can, like the rest of the characters in this show, not care about that moving forward.
Absolutely.
So later on, Bucciarati takes Giorno to meet the rest of his stand-wielding team. And now we get involved with the boys, the Bucci gang themselves.
The Bucci gang!
In episode 5, Find Polpo's Fortune. Or in the Japanese dub, Let's Find Polpo's Fortune. News of Polpo's apparent suicide reaches many Passione members, along with the suspicion that Bucciarati knows the location of a hidden fortune that Polpo has, hidden somewhere.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Giorno is introduced to Bucciarati's group, his sort of squad, the people he has control over, so to speak. Leone Abacchio, who is a former police officer. The 16-year-old Narancia Girga. Guido Mista, excuse me, who appears that's that boy, bro. That's that boy.
Love him.
Guido Mista, who appears to have a fear of or superstition of the number 4.
He does all right.
And Panacotta Fugo, who we're getting into a little bit of it, not too much, with the food names. There's a lot of food names in Part 5, particularly of Italian food. So Narancia is just the Italian word for orange, and Narancia's outfit is very orange. And panna cotta is a type of cheese, and it's occasionally used for desserts and stuff. It's so good. So and it fits because Fugo's outfit is just full of holes, just full of cheese holes.
Yes, it is.
I don't know what that boy is going on. He must save a fortune on laundry.
Oh hell yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, they're all chilling, and it's an interesting little interaction. Fugo's trying to teach Narancia math because he never went to school. Abakio is like just not paying anyone any attention. Goth King, love Abakio. Definitely design-wise my favorite character of Part 5. And Mista, who gets really upset that the waiter sent them 4 slices of cake even though there's 4 people sitting at the table. He insists that picking 1 from 4 is bad luck.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's I get it. It's a Japanese superstition.
Is it?
But yes, it is. It's a 4 is associated with death because the Japanese word for 4 is shi, which is also
Shine.
the Japanese word for death.
Yep.
So it's a very common mix up. The kanji is the same.
Love that.
So I love that it's still giving you that little bit that it's a Japanese show.
Yeah, because then Araki would get a lot of flack, I think, for making a completely Italian-based anime.
Absolutely.
After learning of Pulpo's death, Bucciarati takes his team on a yacht to the island of Capri to reveal Pulpo's fortune and use it to attain the rank of capo in the organization of Passione. So Bucciarati's like, yeah, sure do know where all of this fucking money is, and we're gonna go get it.
It's amazing. And like, I don't understand why Bucciarati was just like kind of talking about it out loud, like, dude, like,
shut up,
dude,
my boy,
shut up, just go, just silently go.
It's like, hey guys, we're all getting on this yacht. And then you get out to international waters, you're like, all right, here's the deal.
It's ridiculous.
While on the ship, Narancia, Mista, and Fugo mysteriously vanish, leading Bucciarati to suspect that someone has snuck onto the yacht and is targeting them for the fortune. Giorno deduces that the others are still alive, and, as you said earlier, acts as bait to lure out the enemy stand, prompting Abakio, who initially distrusted Giorno, to bring out his own stand in an attempt to rescue his comrades named Moody Blues, or in the Japanese dub, Moody Jazz. Excuse me.
Yeah, kind of still a cool name. I wouldn't like.
It's not bad.
It's okay.
It's not as fucking hard as Moody Blues.
It's not Highway Go-Go.
It's not a Highway Go-Go. I'd agree. I'd put Moody Jazz at like a B tier. Like,
yeah, Moody Jazz okay.
High A, maybe low A tier. Who cares? You know.
It's okay. It's all right. I'm fine with it.
It's definitely not as bad as the next one. So.
Oh yeah.
So, we've got episode 6, Moody Blues' Counterattack, or obviously, in the English dub, as we've stated, Moody Jazz's Counterattack. A flashback details Abakio's past. Abakio was once an honest police officer who apparently got away with wearing lipstick on the job. Very progressive for the Italian police in probably 1995. He was once an honest police officer until his career ended when he accepted a bribe from a thug who then went on to accidentally kill Abakio's partner. He later joined Passione after diving into a deep depression and being approached by Bucciarati. Back in the present, Abakio uses his stand Moody Blues and its power to replay the last 5 minutes of Narancia's actions. So Moody Blues is not a very, like, combat-based stand, but this is really cool. Like, I would say its ability is useful and just cool. Like, it's just unbelievably interesting.
It is. It's like, I think this is like one of the best support stands too. Mm-hmm. It's just, you can literally just play back anything. You can play back a person.
Yeah.
Like, imagine you get into an argument with him
You just play it back and be like, here's all the reasons you're wrong.
Here's the fucking rundown of what you just said to me, you idiot. Like, you know,
Yeah, and
watch your stupid ass say this to me in person.
he has all these cool sounds and effects. There's like sounds of like a tape rewinding and like a dial tone on a phone. Like,
yeah,
it's just cool. It's just well thought out, I think. Abakio and Bucciarati deduced that the enemy stand soft machine, or as he's known in the English tongue, tender machine. That's a C to D for me.
I don't know, man. I think we're putting that in an S tier. That's hilarious.
Tender machine.
Tender machine, baby.
Has the power to deflate opponents like balloons and pull them into small spaces. Abakio suspects that there is more than one mystery behind Soft Machine's power and allows himself to be captured as well, leaving Bucciarati a trail of blood from his hand, showing him where the stand user is hiding. Bucciarati then uses his zippers to flood the yacht and cause it to sink, forcing the stand user, Mario Zucchero, to emerge. Zucchero is revealed to have been hiding... Jesus, this is a good one. Zucchero is then revealed to have been hiding inside a second yacht, which he had deflated with his power, and laid over the first like a shrink wrap. Ridiculous.
This is where all those memes about Jojo like come to be. Like, this is where it's like when you're fighting someone, but you can only like get around their power if it's Tuesday and they've had coke that morning. Like, it's just ridiculous.
You can summon fire ants to the location of any opponent.
This is it, man.
It is true. Bucciarati incapacitates Zucchero by unzipping his head from his body, rescuing the others in the process, who were revealed to be hiding in the gap between the two yachts. Very cool.
Crazy.
And this brings us into our next episode, so if we want to touch on this for a moment, we can.
Yes, I think that we should touch on this last episode and then we should end it here because this is the dance. This is the dance episode.
Right? Yeah, we could probably start off with that next time.
Yeah.
We're
starting off with that next time.
Yeah, we can get.
Okay. Yeah. We'll do that.
Because Sex Pistols is a two-parter, so we'd either have to do.
Okay.
We'd either have to do that two-parter or start off.
Let's do that. Let's do a two-parter.
All right. Cool. So we've got episodes 7 and 8. Which are Sex Pistols Appears Part 1 and Part 2, or in the English dub, this one's just deflating. Obviously they don't want people to be like, my power, Sex Pistols, but in the English dub, it's revealed as 6 bullets.
Yeah.
It just takes all the wind out of it, you know? Like,
it does. It's not good.
It's not great.
It's not good. That's like Little Mac tier. Like, that's not good.
But it does begin and open on maybe the most iconic sequence of Part 5, the torture dance.
Oh, yes.
Bucciarati's gang takes some delight in torturing information out of Zucchero despite little
at a whole
success.
nother level.
Coming from my mind, bro. I mean, he's already got his head detached. They hook a fishing rod through his eyelid and use his whole 10-pound head to just let it hang there, just let it rock and chill.
Yup.
And then they put on a pair of glasses that like focus the power of the sun and start burning his eyeball.
Oh my god! And they hook it through both his eyelids so he can't close them either.
Crazy town, absolutely crazy town. And like they zipped his mouth shut so he can't like scream, call for help, do anything really. That's
horrific. Like, if I had to describe my own personal hell, it's that.
Right.
It is that.
And meanwhile, they're just getting down. They're just cutting a rug.
They're just breaking it down. These absolute lunatics.
Like, there appears to be 3 quirked up white boys busting it down sexual style. While this
Are
man
they goated with the sauce?
They might be, as this man is tortured to death. Like, not really.
Oh,
but like,
my God.
Abakia then uses Moody Blue's replay to discover that Zucaro's partner is already waiting for their boat to land on Capri. Giorno takes Mista on ahead to the island to find Zucaro's partner before the boat arrives. So now it's a Giorno Mista episode now that we have.
I love a Giorno Mista episode.
There's a few good ones. And, we kind of had our, like, Bucciarati Abacchio episode last episode. This is the Mista Giorno episode. Yeah. So, Mista and Giorno land on the island, and it's maybe one of my favorite Mista interactions, because he's like, all right, we're going to do it. We're going to find this fucking guy. We're going to take him out before the boys can get here. And Mista is not even on the island yet. They're on, like, the beach, like, not even like a set of, like, rocks, and he has set out like a full Italian lunch. Like, he's got prosciutto and red peppers. He's got mozzarella cheese. I'm like, this is my boy. I love this guy.
He's ridiculous.
Yeah. With help from Giorno, Mista uses the power of his stand Sex Pistols, or 6 bullets, which create 6 autonomous bullet-like beings. That was tough to say.
Yeah.
6 autonomous bullet-like beings that can redirect Mista's gunshots mid-flight. So yeah, they can kind of like, they kick them around like soccer balls. It's so cool. I love.
They're kind of cool. I like them a lot. They're fun.
I like the powers. It's fun. It's a fun power. But the only thing is, they get hungry, just like human beings do. So Mista has to take time to actually feed them, which is.
I have to feed. Just what an insane sentence. Don't worry, guys. Just give me a second. I have to feed my bullets.
I have to feed my bullets.
Are you sure this isn't an American show or like?
So they're gonna try to locate Zucaro's partner, Saleh, and Saleh is kind of found on the island, but Giorno's taking control of a radio to call in that they need this person. I guess they got the name from him or something, but they had someone go out and be like, "Hey, there's a call for this person. Could this person come through?" So that Mista knows who to kill. But when he actually gets close, it turns out he's in the shed that they're broadcasting the radio from. So in order to make sure they get him, Giorno pulls a crazy move and links to the radio and says, "Mista, he's in there," and they like start a whole like chase that way. I thought it was a cool scene.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Saleh escapes to a getaway truck, and Mista grabs onto the truck before it drives away. And he's gonna regret that, possibly.
Oh yeah, he is. God, this whole series, like this whole part, was crazy. Because I remember I stopped watching around now because I had to start doing something else.
Right.
And then I was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna watch part 5 again. I'm gonna give it a chance, and I rewatched it from the beginning. I think I rewatched this part like 3 times. This is such a good sequence. Such a crazy stand that we are about to see. And I can't wait to talk about it later.
Oh, yeah. We've got part 2, Sex Pistols appears, or 6 Bullets appears, part 2. In a flashback, Mista is shown to be a carefree young thug who discovered that bullets fired at him seem to miss completely.
Yeah.
And that was before he had his stat. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
man is magnetic, but like the best kind of magnetic.
Holy shit!
He can only use plastic forks.
That's good. I like that. Back on the island of Capri, Mista is hanging onto the truck, traveling up a mountain, and is found to be unable to let go of it. Mista is Mista is confronted by Saleh and his stand Kraftwerk in the Japanese dub, but in the
cool.
but in the English dub, his stand Arts and Crafts.
Welcome to AC Moore.
Oh my god, there's a Saleh.
Wow.
There's a Saleh on craft materials. Oh my lord. Saleh's stand allows him to affix objects or people in place, which enables him to stop a bullet fired by Mista from penetrating his skull.
Oh god, I can't wait to get into the rest of this episode, dude. Like, does it are we about to go to the end of the episode?
No, not at all. We're right in the middle of this fight here. Saleh eventually uses his Mista then uses his Sex Pistols to knock Saleh off the truck. However, Saleh catches up to Mista and hits him with one of his own bullets. So this is cool, because Saleh can actually stop the bullet in place, right? But he can also tap it. And as he taps it, he's continually affixing it in place so that it spins faster. And
did you play Breath of the Wild?
I did.
He's got the fucking time lock thing.
Yeah.
That's his stand.
100%. And he's tapping that shit. He's really making that shit red.
Tapping it.
So, Saleh attempts to finish Mista off with one final bullet, but Mista has the Sex Pistols take control of the bullet and split it in two, deflecting a fragment to push the bullet that Saleh had previously stopped further into his skull, killing him.
That's crazy. That is so fucking insane. Like, I loved that. I adored that.
It's very JoJo. It's very pull it out of your ass victory, and we adore those around here.
Oh my god, what a cool way to win. He Robin Hooded that shit, dude.
Yeah. Hell yeah, he did. Mista's the best.
He's the fucking man.
Mista then has the truck driver, that poor truck driver, in that episode.
He better be getting some comp.
That shit was crazy. They were like, stop the truck, don't stop the truck, turn around. They're like, what do you want from me? This man was just at work. Like, again, we have to bring it back to that guy was just like the
he got up that day and decided to go to work.
Right. And he's like, babe, you'll never believe what happened to me at work. There was gunfire. I almost fell off of a cliff. And he's like, you drive a truck, Michael. I don't know what.
Yeah, not for long after today.
Literally.
Let me just tell you that.
I'm going back to school. Mista then has the truck driver return him to the marina, where he enters the watch house with the bleeding Saleh. Apparently he's not dead. I can't see how, but whatever. Unaware that Mista has returned to the port, Giorno accidentally forces the same truck driver back up the mountain to try to find Mista.
Oh my god.
It was like the closest Iraqi's ever gotten to like a that's all folks kind of moment. Like if the whole screen had kind of just like compressed literally compressed into a circle on this poor truck driver's face, like it would not have been out of the ordinary.
My god.
Oh, that's it, man. That is the end of that episode. Next episode is episode 9, so we'll get up to that next time, because the boys are about to get their first mission from the boss.
The boys are about to fucking go crazy. Like, I love this.
Yeah, I really, part 5 takes some getting used to, and but I think by this time, or at least by episode 9, you'll see where they're headed. Like, for the first couple episodes, you might not. I'll agree with you. But by episode 9, they're like, all right, here's the shit.
Yeah, it's so weird, because, like, a lot of people might not like that in a show where it's just like, oh, you gotta watch through the first one. No, fucking hook me in the first episode. Like, I'm that kind of person.
True.
Like, if your show is worth watching, you'll hook me in the first episode. You know? But I've also been in the JoJo... I've been in the JoJo for a little while now. And I know that JoJo is...
The Joe No, if you will.
The Joe No, absolutely. It's just, as the kids say, built different. It's just a built different kind of show.
The Joe No Giovanna.
Oh God, no.
It was phonetics. I had to do it.
It was beautiful. It's there. I like it. I'll give it. I'll pass it. I'll pass it.
Much.
That
Thank
gets a
you
P.
so much. Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Absolutely. That's good. But it just, you gotta slug through if you didn't like the first few episodes. You have to.
Right. I'll agree with
crazy.
you. And I think you're at part 4 by this time. Like, you know what you're up for. You know what you're into.
You understand.
And I think it only gets weirder from here, and that's the best part about part 5.
It's the beauty of it. It really is.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming along with us, stand users and pasta abusers. I hope that you...
I like that. I like that a lot. That was fun.
I would consider myself, if pasta was a substance, I am an abuser of pasta.
Oh, dude. I love pasta. I had no bit there. I love pasta. I want to go get some pasta.
That's the end of the episode. Oh my god.